Hello, beloved, beautiful beings. I come to you today to talk to you about a subject that has been presenting itself to me and has, I guess, been wanting to be talked about. At least it's been in the forefront of what's been going on both in the world and in my psyche. It's been in front of me constantly. Even though I try not to involve myself in what's going on in politically or in the world, because I have my own personal views and that affects my readings. And so I don't want my readings to be biased because I feel a certain way about a subject. But a way to approach it was presented to me, no doubt by my guides, yesterday. Now, and that's why I'm wearing this yin and yang symbol today. Because a balancing is beginning to take place. The yin energy, the darker energy, is beginning to take its natural place in the balancing and order of things. Now, yin and yang is a Taoist belief. It's a Taoist symbol. So the symbol and it's, as you can see here, each symbol has a part of the other in it. They are separate, but joined because they balance one another. And the yin energy, the darker energy, represents, now you have to remember who thought of these things. Women were not involved in the thinking up of this symbology. The darker energy, yin, represents negative energy, it represents darkness, and it represents the feminine. Whereas the yang energy is the positive leg, if you would, of this whole. And they should be in balance. But they haven't been for a very long time. There has been more yang energy than yin. The yin energy has been suppressed. Now, the divine feminine has been depressed or suppressed for a very long time. I have to tell you, women are getting tired of it. They're getting tired of not being heard, of not being valued, of not being seen as someone that supports one half of the energetic field on this planet. Women are getting tired of it. And I threw some cards last night. The cards that I drew, I wish I had been filming when I did this. I drew cards on both campaigns that are going on in the United States right now. And so when I threw cards on the Republican campaign, I kid you not, every card I pulled, with the exception of the outcome card, was a female card. It was a queen, or a page represented by a female, or all of the minor arcana were represented by women in this deck that I'm going to use now, the Pulp Tarot, every card was female. Every card. Except the outcome card, which was the Hanged Man. The man looking at it from a different point of view. Every other card was female in a 10-card spread. And on the bottom of the deck, I had the Queen of Swords. And she represents, for me, the Democratic candidate. In this deck, she is her imagery is represented by Joan of Arc. So I thought that was so interesting that was so prevalent that it shows several things, that the women on the right are being oppressed, suppressed, depressed, and they know it. They will go to their graves not telling their husbands who they voted for in the next election. But they are part of the movement toward the balancing. So I thought that I would today come. I've got 3 decks, 3 darker decks, since it's the energy. That I don't know that I'll use all of them. But I want to ask the question about the balancing of the divine feminine with the divine masculine. And so I'm going to just very quickly shuffle up my cards, asking this question. I'm calling forward all of my guides, angels, spirit guides, protectors, ascended masters, deities, my ancestors, everyone on my spirit team to come forward to help me with this and give me what I should say about this subject of balancing the divine feminine with the divine masculine. And so let's see what this deck is going to tell us. Things you don't want your reader to say. Okay. What I get in the beginning is the Knight of Pentacles. There's the masculine energy. This is not the divine masculine energy because it's the knight, not the king. Crossed by the high priestess. Look at what color this high priestess is wearing. Okay. Now, at the base, I do have the divine masculine. It's the Knight of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles. And so supporting it is, in the beginning, was divine masculine. It kind of got pushed aside for this less mature me energy. And at the top of the reading, crowning it, I have the Six of Pentacles, the Charity card, having your hand out. This less mature masculine energy comes wanting his hand out. I think it's very interesting that in this line we have all pentacles. So, very often what we have in what is going on now in this country with this energy is that it's all based around money. It's centered on money and physical things. So here we have this high priestess. In her line, we have in the near past the Three of Cups, because there is joy and celebration about this new direction we're taking. We're having the joy, but it's a hard fight. The Nine of Wands. That hard fight, getting the upper hand, but having everything we need to fight with. But it's a tough one. We've had to scratch and claw every inch of the way. And so notice this. This is all feminine energy in this line. So, around all of this, the Eight of Wands. It's coming fast. Information is coming fast. We're fast approaching this election. Everything is coming upon us in an expedited way because we have the shift into the divine feminine. What's helping us in the atmosphere, in the universe, with the powers that be on the other side? We have the Page of Cups coming forward with this new thing. This is a feminine card in this deck. She's coming forward with this new information, with something new. So the divine feminine is coming into balance in a way that she never has before. Something new is coming to pass. Hopes and fears, Six of Wands, the victory, the final outcome, the world. Things are changing for the divine feminine to become victorious. Because we're still under this patriarchy, the usurped masculine toxic thing that's going on, instead of the divine masculine that supports the divine feminine, that works with the divine feminine. That illusion card. So they are under the illusion that they can still pull the wool over our eyes, promise us all these things. But they've been saying out loud the quiet part. We want you to go back in the kitchen. We don't want you to vote. We don't want you to worry about having to have a say in the government. We want you to be in the role that we have chosen for you, to be in the home, raising the children, cooking the meals, cleaning the house. That's where you belong. Let the men take care of the business. That's what they're trying to feed us. There's been feeding us this line of malarkey for a very long time. So that was, excuse me while I pick up if I find it. Okay, well, I don't see it, so I'll have to look for it later. Here it is. This card I dropped. Because it's the divine masculine. He jumped ship. He didn't want to be aligned with the toxic masculine. So that's what I get from Pulp Tarot. This is the Black Tarot by DeBry. And they're minimalistic, kind of really pretty artwork. I don't know if you've seen it before, but it's interesting and gives us a different perspective. And you have to excuse me, my hands don't work so well anymore. So I drop things a lot. But this is the Debray deck. And it's called the Black Tarot. You can see why. I thought it would be interesting to ask this deck about the coming election and how that might go. Now, remember, we're reading energy. This is all for entertainment purposes. I have biases. So this, I'm not saying this will come to pass. Anything I'm saying. What I'm saying is this is what the energy looks like from the cards right now. And we are still 90 days out from the election. So let's see, what do we get? Well, let's see. Where do we go? Where do we go? The Ace of Swords. Right there. That's our significator. Truth, justice. Something new is about to occur. This is the upcoming election. I got it with the Judgment card in reverse. Is crossing the Ace of Swords. So that toxic energy that we've been discussing is crossing that truth and justice new thing. The bottom of the reading, I get the Seven of Cups. That illusion card dancing on the top of 7 stacked cups. I'm not sure that that's a really good idea, but that's the energy for the base of the deck. The Three of Cups, rejoicing at the top. So we have, with this ill-begotten judgment, the illusion of happiness. That someone, in someone's energy, believing that they're going to win, but that it doesn't come to pass. With the sword, we get the Queen of Cups and the Five of Wands. The Queen of Cups in the near past. So, sitting, biding her time. You know, this is the divine feminine. This is not it's the movement. It's not the specific candidate. So biding her time, getting her emotions under control, knowing what to do with those emotions, how to direct them into the Five of Wands. So the struggle, this takes a struggle, the Five of Wands, of meeting the challenge. She steps up to meet the challenge. Now, in this world, what's the energy surrounding it? The Nine of Cups. So someone's wishes are going to come true, and someone's wishes will be dashed. The Eight of Swords. Being in your head too much. That's what the universe is saying is happening, is that someone is in their head too much. Someone has thwarted their own judgment. The only thing you have to do is to step out. You don't have to stay in that mindset of wanting everything to turn out. The hopes and dreams, the Page of Swords. The outcome card, the Lovers. Along with that card of joy, the Celebration. This Page of Swords, I've had it representing the vice president pick for the Democratic movement. So, with the Lovers and the Celebration. The bottom of the deck, I get the Five of Cups. The Despair. So someone who has a lot at stake, those 3 cups that are turned over, is going to be in despair. But someone that has those 2 cups that are full will not be bothered by all of that. So, that was the second bit of information that the guides wanted to share. I have one more deck, and it's a deck that a lot of people don't necessarily care for, but I like it for some things. It's a dark deck, the Murder of Crows, and I'm going to ask it about final outcomes. Who's going to be happy and who's going to be sad in November? Will it be the right or the left, the red or the blue? How will things turn out? And I don't know if this deck can tell me that, but we're going to find out. So, and you may have to give me a second with this deck because I haven't read with it as much as I should have. And sometimes I get a little distracted with the imagery. Because it is quite striking. Okay. I have the Knight of Swords riding in to victory, no doubt, because there is a sword of truth crossed by the King of Cups. Someone who may be all in his feelings. My goodness. The cards are jumping ship. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, at the base, I have the Six of Swords, moving on to calmer waters. So things will begin to calm down of a sort. after the election. The King of Wands crowning the reading. In the near past, I get the Two of Pentacles, balancing. In the near future, I get the Queen of Swords. That is my Kamala card. That's the near future in the proximity to this reading. So, how does this all relate? I feel like this all relates to the victor, that Knight of Swords, that new vice presidential pick. This King of Cups, he doesn't seem to relate to any of the other. He's going to be throwing a tantrum. He's going to say it was rigged. He's going to bring every sort of legal battle that he can think of up to the courts. But it won't work because all of the legal entities, evidence is going to be on the side of, he's not going to have any way. Something's going to happen that's going to be so big that he can't say anything about it and have it be taken seriously by anyone. Because at the base of the deck, we're going on to calmer waters. Six of Swords. Once again, swords. The crowning, we have the King of Wands. That feels like the previous King of Cups. My previous King of Cups, stepping back into an advisory position, retiring and resting. Two of Coins, balancing the yin and the yang. Balancing and bringing forward what has been suppressed and oppressed and depressed. And there she is, stepping forward to take up her mantle with that sword of truth and justice, because she will be the law and order president. She was a prosecutor. She has made law. She has voted on law. And she will sign law into being in this position. So, surrounding the reading, what is the energy? Two of Wands, waiting for the ship to come in, knowing that it's coming, looking for it. The Five of Swords, the surrounding energy. This energy, the Five of Swords. Wanting to be disruptive, but not being allowed place for it. As we can see, the hopes and fears, the Nine of Wands, getting the advantage, but being so tired. Stepping forward to take the victory, but having it be a hard fought, hard won victory. The Five of Cups, once again. Someone will be in despair, but someone will be joyful. The general atmosphere of the reading, the general energy, the Five of Pentacles, being left out in the cold. And this card is very descriptive, not only being left out in the cold, but being left out to be eaten by the crows. I think that we can see who that might be, because all of the cards that matter point to the victory being the one that will balance the scales, at least for a time. You can't eradicate something that's been going on for centuries in a few months or a few years or a decade, but you can start to put a dent in it. You can start to change hearts and minds. And I think that that's all I'm allowed to say about that. So, until next time, beloved, beautiful beings.